What's happening, everyone? TomGorian here. Welcome to episode number 10 of the F125 McGorian to Glory. Today we are getting ready for round number 10 of the first season in Zandvoort. It's the Dutch Grand Prix, the home of Max Verstappen. And we start this video with contract negotiations for our current sponsors. It is officially time to sort out our sponsorships and our lineups for next season, and we're starting with our potential sponsorship for next season. Now, I don't know why we would change. I don't have any trouble with X4MIG. I think X4MIG have been very good to our Formula 1 team, and this was never really a choice. We are going to continue X4MIG as our title sponsor for next season. And pretty much the next livery reward is going to be an actual livery, so we are going to accept their offer of 8.5 million and 450,000 per week with a decal on lock as the final livery. And yeah, we are going with X4MIG until we max out our level with them as our title sponsor. Our recent fan rating has gone up, and as you can see there, the perception with all the drivers is going up there. And as you can see, we've also unlocked another training point as well to use, and we will use that for one of our engineering perks. But now, as we transition towards the upgrades, as you can see, the wheel rims, they have been completed now. So now we've officially unlocked the second tier of aerodynamic upgrades, and I'm just debating what I want to go with. Do I want to go with more drag reduction, or do I want to go with slightly more downforce as we enter the final 5 races of season number 1? But as you can see there, I'm just trying to think, I might need more drag reduction, so I'm thinking about getting those front wing end plates just to reduce drag. That's a minor drag upgrade, but as you can see right now on the chassis as well, but instead I'm actually going to go for the DRS maximum slop gap, as you can see right there. And this is where we are in the pecking order. We're still last in the car performance window, but you know, we are closing the gap on the teams around us, especially Kick Sauber. We have a scenario here. A high-profile celebrity has expressed interest in visiting our durability department to film a music video. Yeah, I've declined that, simply because that's a waste of our time, and we don't need some celebrity coming in and ruining our schedule. So now we return to the owner training menu, and as you can see, I don't know what to go with. I think we're going to go with hands-on leader, but the final perk on the left-hand side there. But yeah, I'm going through all of the owner training perks there, but I want to try and max out the engineering class first. So we're going to go on hands-on leader, which reduces time. So that's not a bad upgrade for our owner right there. And now we're going to enter a season break, and I don't think anything happens during the season break, and nothing does. So we've officially past now the summer break, as we now get the outreach group to level 1 for our corporate tab. And now we're going to spend some money upgrading our level for our facility. So I don't know which one we're going to go with. 3D printing, reduce the time it takes to research upgrades by 15%, and that is what we're going to do. And yeah, that just saves us more time. For the personnel, we're going to do drivers, psychologists, and then for the corporate tab, I think it's going to be a secondary sponsor one, or maybe a sponsor negotiation support one. Actually, no, we don't even touch the corporate tab, believe it or not. But we do get level 1 for the bidding management group there, as our Halo development has failed, as we go to a department event, and there is just the outcome of declining that celebrity. However,
so just heard about some potential interest from a driver. They'd like to chat. Because they've approached us, it means we're gonna skip straight to a first meeting with them. If you want to accept, we'll head straight there. Though of course you can always decline, and we won't hear anything more from them.
speaking about Season 2, Nico Hulkenberg has shown interest in joining our team for next season, and he wants to talk to us. And this is very interesting. Now, originally I was going to try and retain both our drivers with Franco and Callum. However, with Nico Hulkenberg involved, this could be a massive play for us. And right now for our first meeting, he won 6th vehicle performance with a level 7 fan rating and 189 with a 189 engineering workforce. He's worth $13 million for the annual salary and $1.6 million for the signing bonus. So hopefully with our talks as they develop more, hopefully we can get Nico Hulkenberg on board for season number 2, because we could actually really use an experienced driver like Nico Hulkenberg to really elevate us to the next level. And the storyline of potentially getting Nico Hulkenberg his first world title. I can't say his first podium because this is going out after the British Grand Prix, and Nico Hulkenberg is officially a podium scorer in Formula 1, but not in this universe, if you say. So let's stick to that storyline. However, now we're going to enter, what are we doing here? We're going to, we don't have much time left. The energy store, the durability for the energy store is officially done, so that's another upgrade to our car. And now I'm just trying to run through what upgrades can be assigned. That's in development right now. So yeah, we've got 2 chassis, 2 aerodynamics, and I believe 1 powertrain. However, it's going to be a very interesting race, this. Zandvoort, very tight, very technical. It's time for the Dutch Grand Prix.
Just look at that sea of orange. No surprises if I tell you we're here in Holland at Zandvoort for the Max Verstappen celebration party. It's a quick track and perfect for high speeds, high stakes qualifying. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying day.
By the way, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more F125 My Team career mode content as we near the end of the first season. Anyways, qualifying here in Zandvoort, and another case where the AI in qualifying are really overpowered. Verstappen literally did an 8.9 in qualifying, and I wasn't really anywhere near that time at all, as we cross the line and we do an 11 flat, which puts us in 9th place behind Gabriel Bortoleto. However, with 30 seconds left, we're going to go down with our final run here in qualifying, and I actually did a manual hot lap instead of the automatic hot lap, so I don't really think the difference between automatic and manual out laps for the final lap in qualifying is a little bit different. But as you can see, we're already a 10th up there. However, I did make a bit of a mess in towards 10th, but we do gain it back though on the exit, and we are just over a 10th up as we enter this fast left-hander. Stay in 7th gear, hold on, and in towards sector number 2, and we've actually lost some time now as we enter this sector now, as we enter the long left-hander, and hasn't really been the best laps, but we do gain a 10th and a half back. As we now enter this quick chicane, brake at the 100-meter board, try to ride that curb and take this left-hander very tightly, and we do gain 2 temps coming out of that corner. Liam Lawson is actually quite behind us, so we've actually messed up on the gaps there, but entering the penultimate corner, now the banking, and as you can see, we've gained another 2 temps as we come across the line. It's going to be under a 5-tenth improvement, a 110.5 for us in Zandvoort. However, we are 20th in qualifying. That's not really a good sign for the race here, and Verstappen does an 8.6, nowhere near Verstappen here, and we are in the mud.
For years, the passionate Dutch fans have been easy to find trackside in races across Europe. Here this weekend, it's even easier to find the Dutch fans as they have a race to call their own once again. A warm welcome to all of our viewers in the Netherlands and around the globe, of course, as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort circuit has 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6-mile lap. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri and Leclerc, Norris, Ocon, Stroll and Ollie Behrman, Bortoletto, Albon, Pierre Gasly, Doohan, Colapinto, Hulkenberg, George Russell and Callum Voisin, Antonelli, Hamilton, Lawson and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And joining me in the commentary box this afternoon, the First Lady of World Motorsports, Naomi Schiff. Now, Ant, I could go on for hours, and I probably will, about the atmosphere here today, the sea of orange, this Dutch Formula One festival. But once you're in the cockpit, once the visor's down, what are the challenges for the driver?
Well, what an incredible circuit. It feels just like a roller coaster. This track has some extreme banking that if you walk the track, you almost feel like you're horizontal. It also has some blind corners, so make sure you're not looking at the nose of your car and that you're looking far ahead. And if you look far enough past the Orange Army, you might even spot the beach.
P18 here in Zandvoort, so it's not really the end of the world, with a couple of grid penalties for Lewis Hamilton and also Kimi Antonelli as well. However, tyre strategy is going to be very interesting. The one stop is going to be the right strategy. We're going to go from the mediums to the hards to end off our race, and hopefully we can gain the time back because of the tyre difference on the first stint. So from 18th, let's see what we can do.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. So as all the cars reform the grids, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
That has been our go-to for this season. Good starts in these races. However, with the way that Zandvoort is, you don't really benefit from a good start. It's only it's a very short run from the start to turn one, so we'll have to make our way through the grid through strategy, and that's not really a good sign, is it? However, anyway, getting ready for round 10 of the F125 McGorian to Glory for the Dutch Grand Prix. And here we go in Zandvoort. It's another good start. Once again, Kimi Antonelli and George Russell, they're on the harder compound tyres as we go in towards turn one, as we go around the outside of Nico Hulkenberg, the guy that's actually that wants to sign with us for 2026. As we now enter turn 3, Jack Doohan and Franco Colapinto, we're going to try and go around the outside now, and actually no, Hulkenberg's got that covered off. We lose the back end there slightly, but we do retain P16 driving as Callum Voisin, now entering this sweeping section here before this quick right-hander. And yeah, not a bad start from us, but yeah, it's going to be a very slow, I'd say, first phase of the race as we go down the inside of our teammate Franco Colapinto there, and that could be massive, because if we do sign Nico Hulkenberg, whoever finishes ahead in the Drivers' Championship might be the driver that actually stays for 2026. So that's a very interesting storyline there developing within itself. However, lap 7, a lot of DRS trains on this track there, but lap 7 is where the action really begins. We overtake Callum Voisin, not Callum Voisin, we are Callum Voisin. We overtake Jack Doohan, and as you can see, the soft runners, they're really starting to struggle now as we enter lap 10. Around the outside of Alex Albon in the Williams, but we do get the switchback though. We can't really get the momentum on the outside of the banking on turn 3, but we do get a mega run out of that banking for a switchback, and we go around the outside of Alex Albon there for P12. And right now, car doesn't feel that bad, even though I am running a little bit more higher front wing and a little bit more rotation for the car. But yeah, so far as Pierre Gasly, he gets a bit of a tank slapper on, but following this train of Behrman and Stroll, yeah, the car actually feels really good in dirty air, to be fair. I'm not really trying to push the car, I'm just trying to needle it through Sector 1. Can we do the same thing to Gasly as we've done to Jack Doohan and also Alex Albon? We do get a decent run going up the hill. Are we going to overtake Pierre Gasly? We're going to switch to the inside. It's going to be very late in towards the right-hander. And we do make contact with Pierre Gasly. We hold on to him, which is a bit of a glitch on F125. But we do make the position. And now we are into P11 here in the Dutch Grand Prix. And yeah, it's been a decent 15 laps here. We've went from P16 all the way to P11 now. And now we're in the points on P15 now. So as you can see, Nico Hulkenberg, the guy that actually wants to sign with us, is out of the Dutch Grand Prix, and another engine failure for Ferrari. So yeah, not really a good race for him as far as his performance is concerned. And yeah, that's something that we're going to have to think about, signing Nico Hulkenberg for 2026. However, lap 15, we're going to go for a one-lap undercut here. We were supposed to box on lap 16. However, we're going to go for a one-lap undercut here and try and gain another position there, because ninth place, it's kind of you got Alonso there, and I think that's Yuki Tsunoda, I believe, from second place. But as you can see, the front left takes a little bit too long there, 4.8 seconds stop time, and yeah, that's going to cost us at least 2 seconds of track time there as we come around the final proper corner to start lap 17. We've got Jack Doohan just ahead of us here, so we need to get past him as quickly as possible. As you can see, coming out the pit lane, that's Isaac Hadjar there. We've also got Pierre Gasly and Lance Stroll coming out the pit lane as we go down the inside of Jack Doohan there. We do retain position there ahead of Jack. However, Lance Stroll and Esteban Ocon are ahead of us, unfortunately there. So lap 17, we've got Franco in the box, and he's going to do the same exact strategy there. But I do wish in a patch that we could also edit the teammates' strategy, because if we do have a gap, I would like to box in the same lap, or I would like my teammate to box in the same lap as me if I am going for an undercut. So I hope they can give us that strategy there. And on lap 21, we are now in P11, so we're only 2.5 seconds away from some points. However, Kimi Antonelli boxes on lap 22 for the hard. No, he's on the mediums. He's on the medium tyres, so he is now pretty much going to the end. But as you can see, look at the train that Antonelli is on now. So now we've got to worry about Kimi Antonelli as we enter the final 12 laps of the Dutch Grand Prix. Ocon goes defensive as we're going to go around the outside in towards turn 1, break at the 75 metre board. And we now take P number 9, and it looks like a decent points finish for us, lads. But as you can see, on lap 27, there's a yellow flag behind us, and I believe that's one of the Mercedes. Is that Kimi Antonelli? I believe it might be. No, it's George Russell. George Russell is out of the Dutch Grand Prix, and yeah, not a good weekend for Mercedes. Not a good weekend for Mercedes. The cars are underperforming, the drivers are underperforming, and now George Russell has DNF'd here in Zandvoort. So that's one name to clear. And yeah, now we just need to push on and try and retain 9th place. But as you can see, the AI and especially the Williams on this game are absolutely cracked in a straight line. No matter how much drag reduction upgrades we do or engine power upgrades we have, we just can't match the AI in a straight line. So we're going to have to burn literally all of our battery, as here comes Alex Albon down the inside in towards turn 1. He does think about it, however he can't make the move as we enter lap 33 out of 36, and eventually we actually built a gap towards Alex Albon. I think he's suffering in dirty air now, and he's now down 1.6 seconds behind us as Max Verstappen wins the Dutch Grand Prix at home. He's absolutely obliterated the field today at Zandvoort. However, we're going to come home for an unlikely points finish. 2 valuable points in this season.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And you could really tell today just how much of a factor the home race advantage was. Not only did they have the energy from the crowd, but they also knew every millimetre of this track. That's what the home race advantage means.
We had drama from start to finish, but in the end, there was only ever one that could take that top spot. And for those that have missed the Dutch national anthem, fear not. It's back again, because Max Verstappen is back on the top step.
So Max Verstappen takes another victory at Zandvoort, and he's absolutely obliterated everyone here today. I think he won by like 20 plus seconds. Lando Norris is in P3 with Yuki Tsunoda in second place. So clearly this game is not realistic, because Yuki Tsunoda should be nowhere near Verstappen. Never mind on the podium, he should be nowhere near the points anyway. But for us, it's a decent result. We started in P18, and because of overtakes and our strategy, even with that pit stop blunder, we've actually worked our way into P9. 2 solid points to add for this championship, and who knows, those 2 points might be crucial to the future of Callum Voisin in this career mode series. Franco finishes in P19, unfortunately. He didn't have the best race, and I just hope that like the other drivers, they need to do better, because it's the only way that they're scoring points. The other drivers are scoring points is if we're controlling them. So, I think as far as next season is concerned, we're going to go with the driver who finishes with the most points. Now we focus on to round 11 for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. And we've got a couple of more upgrades coming as well. And the contract window is open for our drivers, so it might be Judgment Day for our drivers. So we'll have to find it out in the next episode. But that is after episode 10 of the F125 McGorian to Glory, my team career mode. If you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more F125 content. The right will be the playlist, and then on the left will be the previous video. If you smell what the Scouse wants cooking,